They turned out in their hundreds for their first chance to vote, all dressed impeccably, many in national costume for the occasion, and apparently happy to wait for hours. The capital, Thimphu, is near deserted as the hordes head back home. People have travelled hundreds of miles, taking more than 2 weeks in some cases to reach their homes, just so they can cast their vote. This is Bhutan's first taste of democracy, the first time in 100 years of royal rule that they've been able to have a say about who governs them. But many have mixed feelings. They love their royal family and are hesitant about change.
It's very important because probably we are writing the history of Bhutan, and we are switching over from a system of monarchy with which we have so much of faith and trust in it, and on which we have benefited quite a lot, to moving into a system to which we hope it will be good, but yet on the other hand we are going with a sense of apprehension as to how it will turn out to be.
When Prince Charles visited the country nearly 10 years ago, the Bhutan king could have been thinking of Britain as a model for his own kingdom. A few years later, he abdicated in favour of his son and began the process of introducing democracy and turning Bhutan from an absolute to a constitutional monarchy. The tiny Buddhist kingdom has managed to remain isolated and cut off from most 21st century temptations. Access to television and the internet was only allowed just over 8 years ago. The two main political parties have almost identical manifestos and are committed to the former king's policy of promoting what he calls gross national happiness, balancing economic growth with tradition and respect for the environment. And despite the uncertainty, the turnout's been high, around the 70% mark. The country prepared for the elections by holding mock polls last year to teach them all about the protocol of deciding. Even so, the speed of all this change has taken many by surprise.
This is my first election. I feel very proud, and I'm looking for a new government which will serve people very best.
The tiny kingdom, sandwiched between giants India and China, becomes the world's newest democracy. But security's been tight, with Nepalese Maoists calling on voters to boycott the election. Tens of thousands of ethnic Nepalese were forced out of the kingdom when the country imposed strict citizenship rules a decade ago. They're now living in several overcrowded camps in southeastern Nepal, and many have taken up arms and joined the Maoist rebellion. Alex Crawford, Sky News, New Delhi.